Yo, what's up? Your boy Domuto. We're back with another video today. Beyond Dragon Ball Super, Merno, Arc. What part we on? I don't know. We doing 3 episodes a day. Well, not a day, but a video. And I don't know what part I'm doing today. But anyway, of course, how y'all see it. But anyway, you know the story's getting really good, man. Man, I don't know, man. I'm ready for the big fight, man. So let's get into it.
Well, I guess then
make sure y'all become a member.
To go all out until we find a weakness.
Join the Discord.
Maybe then it'll give us a chance to win. Say Whis, why does the Grand Priest need approval from the Omni Kings to fight, but you don't? As Whis responds, because there are rules that all life forms must go by. And since the Grand Priest is much stronger than any of the other angels, he needs approval from the King of all in order to use it. And with Dende shown having to attempt to heal Beerus, Dende went on to ask, hey, Mr. Whis, I can't heal Lord Beerus properly. His essence is too great for my power to restore. I could only keep him stable, with Whis turning around by responding, well, I thank you for trying anyway, Guardian. I will take things from here if you don't mind. It was an extremely difficult fight, but it's better to know that we still have Lord Beerus by our side than not having him around to stand against Merno at all. We need him, as he then followed up by sticking his staff out and healing Beerus. He then continues, just as he needs you.
Can't heal Beerus?
There is no telling where my brother will go to next, but it's better to be ready than perish blindly in battle. Now rise, Lord Beerus, and as soon as Beerus is then shown fully healed, he then went on to sit up by responding, Gah! What just happened? Where am I? Where is he? Beerus shouts. Where is Merno, Whis? I'm not finished with him now. Where is he? Where are you hiding, you coward? Whis, where is he? What are you two doing here? Get out of my way. Where is he? Beerus shouts. Where is that good-for-nothing angel? Bring him out. As Goku went on to respond, hey, whoa, Lord Beerus. Take it easy. You're not on your planet. You're here on Earth with the rest of us. Whis actually brought you here. You guys just got here. As Beerus responds, shut up, Goku. I knew that. Whis, what happened? Why are we here? What happened to Merno? And what happened to Champa? What's going on right now? As Whis responds, you passed out for a brief moment, my lord, but things are a little bit more complicated than they appear. I am very sorry to be the one to have to tell you this, but we had no other choice than to come here. I used a very rare angelic technique that brought us here instantaneously. Merno was going to destroy us all. Lord Champa gave his life to make sure that we made it out in time before Merno's blast had touched down. Lord Champa is gone. I am sorry. And with Beerus completely taken back, he then went on to ask, Champa is dead? As even the others overhearing this went on to respond, evil angel slaying brothers, Boo asks? Boo don't like this, as even Frieza went on to chime in, so, he's killing gods now, is he? How annoying. That must have been the fat one from the Tournament of Power, I take it. Why am I not surprised? Just leave this angel to me, Frieza says. Once I take care of this
shut the fuck up, nigga.
Maybe then I'll take Champa's place as the new god of destruction of whichever universe he comes from. Hey, come on, Frieza, Goku says. This isn't the time for any of that. We have to stand united on this one if we hope to survive and win. Now's not the time for any of this. You're taking things a little too far, as even Whis went on to chime in, and you think you know my brother? Let me remind you, Frieza, if you intend to fight Merno by only using your golden form against him, then you are as good as dead before the fight has even begun. Please consider the things that you are saying right now. You are not making the situation any better. As Frieza went on to grin by responding, the only thing that matters here is once this is all over and this angel is put in his place, I will be the one to, one more word out of your mouth and I will erase you before the angel does, Beerus shouts. If we make it out of this, Beerus continues, just know that I am going to smash you for what you just said. So if Merno was caught up in the explosion, Vegeta says, then I'm sure that he had intended for it to be that way, which now begs the question on where he currently is. Surely he wasn't killed by his own attack, so chances are he's likely to make a move any moment now, with Goku having to put this into question by asking, yeah, but this soon? Whis mentioned that he wasn't finished with any of us, right? So let's just say if he doesn't end up coming here right away, then where could he possibly go to? Which to that, as we then make our way back to Merno, who was shown standing floating in the middle of space right where Beerus's planet once stood, Merno had gone on in staring at whatever was left of Beerus's planet as Merno went on to comment, "The fool threw his life away for absolutely nothing. As if keeping Beerus and my brother alive is going to accomplish anything. I could effortlessly destroy this entire universe right now and carry on. But that wouldn't be nearly as satisfying, especially since this universe was the most troublesome to my clones than the others. A quick fix isn't going to cut it," Merno continues. "I need to hear them squeal and cry for mercy. I know you can feel my presence, Grand Priest. You sealed off the Omni King's homeworld from the multiverse, did you? That explains why I can't find you or come to you. Well, then I will force you to come to me then. I will tear through all of them until you and those little brats arrive. I'm curious if you've let yourself go like the others did. No, surely you're better than that, aren't you? Every bit of me will be used to bring in a new world, but I'll save that for after I am done hunting these worms down. Now let's see, you couldn't have gotten far. Ah, yes, there you are. Back to Earth," Merno says.
Yes, sir.
"Rounding up those mortals to aid you, are you? Saiyan warriors Goku and Vegeta. How could I forget? And the others as well. So the Lamb have gathered together to be slaughtered, did they? So be it," Merno says, as he then went on to create a portal and then assumingly having to go through it in arriving on Earth, he then continues, "Their cries will be heard through the halls of the Most High. Maybe this will drag you out of the hole you're hiding in, Father," but as soon as Merno was about to step in, all of a sudden, Merno stops, as he then went on to comment, "Wait just a minute. There was another, wasn't there? I don't sense his energy gathered on that backwater planet. Yes, over in that direction over there. I remember that energy from before, on a distant forgotten planet. This warrior is also a Saiyan, but why is he separated from the rest of them? I know this power, but where?" And as soon as Merno then remembers, he then went on to comment, "Ah, but of course. Now I remember you, the savage who destroyed my clone with the fusion." And with Merno then having to change his mind in creating yet another portal in front of him, he then went on to continue, "Well, now that you are alone, I have a score to settle with you." In which, as Merno had then gone on to go through the portal, back on planet Vampa we get to see how Broly is intensely training, as even Lemmo went on to comment, "Just look at him go. I don't think I've ever seen Broly train this intensely before since we've known him. It's been non-stop with him. I wonder what's on his mind," as even Chile went on to respond, "It was probably that angel that Broly and those other guys fought that sparked the fire within Broly." "Hey Broly," says Chile, "take a break for once. You're going to overwork yourself and tire yourself down. Rest a little," as Lemmo also chimed in, "Let's have a lunch break. I'm sure you must be starving," as Broly went on to say to himself, "Maybe you're right. I'll rest for a little and then go right back to training." But it was only then, during that moment, where out of nowhere, Merno's portal was then shown opening up behind
you can't pull up on Broly like that,
Merno
man.
went on to step out by telling Broly, "You almost escaped me, mortal. For a moment, I had completely forgotten that you even existed. The only rest you'll be taking is the one in your grave." And as soon as Broly went on to turn around, he was only then met this time, however, by the original Merno, as Broly went on to comment, "That voice. Surprised to see me?" Merno asks. "I told you I'd be back for you, didn't I, savage? Did you honestly think that I would forget about what you did to my clone? No, I have a score to settle with you, except this time, my idiot brother along with that pathetic fusion and my father will not be around to save you this time. Maybe killing you will only force my father to reveal himself once he finds out what I've done to his precious Universe 7 warriors." Holy crap, Chile, look! Is that the angel from before? But it can't be the same guy. He's different. This one is much meaner looking and bigger than the others. Sheila responds, Lemo, I think it is. This could be what that clone was talking about before. You, says Broly, it's you again. No, I will destroy you this time. And as soon as Broly ends up transforming into his full power Super Saiyan state, Merno doesn't seem to be amused by Broly having to do this, as Merno went on to ask, this again? I'm not surprised in the slightest, but I am interested to know what my brother and coward of a father had told you.
Oh,
you wouldn't happen to know what dimension my father and the Omni Kings are in, do you? No. I don't smell their stench coming from you, which means neither Whis or the Grand Minister were here. No matter, I'll just kill you and beat it out of the others. And as soon as Broly ends up charging on in by punching Merno in the face, that's when Broly went on to shout, I will crush you! But to no avail, because Merno was not fazed in the least, as Merno went on to comment, a glutton for punishment I am. I will enjoy shredding you to pieces. Away with you. And as soon as Merno went on to glare directly at Broly and sending him flying backwards, the sheer force and pressure of Merno's glare had sent Broly flying so far back that neither Lemo or Sheila could believe as to what the heck has just happened, because Merno didn't even touch him and Broly was already sent flying nearly off the planet. As Lemo went on to ask, what just happened, Sheila? He didn't even touch him, and he sent Broly flying back like that. Lemo, this is bad, Sheila says. This is really bad. I don't even think we have any other ways of reaching those other guys for any kind of help, asks Merno. There will be no help for the three of you here today. Not for you or him. And Sheila and Lemo are petrified as Merno then went on to continue, you weaklings have been allowed to live your lives freely without a care in the world, bound by nothing and given the chance to become whatever it is that you would like to be. And despite that fact, you choose to be slaves. You both hold a special place in that monster's heart, don't you? I once held a special place as well, until jealousy resulted in my exile.
Oh shit.
You there, Merno went on to point out as he slowly then began to lift Lemo's body off the ground. He then continues, we'll start with you first. Come to me. And as Broly is shown slowly trying to sit back up, he then went on to comment, no, Lemo, it baffles me that creatures as weak and frail as you were allowed to remain. You did nothing with your life but wasted. As tears begin to fill Sheila's eyes, that's when she went on to cry out, Mister, please, don't do this, please. He has nothing to do with any of this. Don't hurt him. Oh, but he has more to do with this than you think, Merno says. Every single one of you do. I am both the judge and the executioner, and your execution
he'll kill Lemo like
come.
that?
Now die. And as soon as a small blast is then shown having to exit Merno's finger, there was absolutely nothing that Lemo could do to free himself in this, as Lemo went on to cry out, Broly, please help me! As it was only then, right then and there, during that moment where Merno had gone on to kill Lemo right before both Broly and Sheila's eyes, in such a way that as Merno went on to look up by smiling,
that nigga pulled a freezer on Krillin.
Useless pig, where is your god of destruction and guardian angel to save you now? A feeling all too familiar, Merno says. Lemo, Broly utters. Now then, which one of you is next? And the pain of loss is so powerful with Broly that after having to witness Lemo literally die right before him, Broly then went on to reignite the powers of Super Saiyan 3 by powering up in such a ferocious way that even Merno went on to acknowledge this by responding, I remember this form. This was just what I wanted to see from you, mortal. It gives me all the reason to kill you at your absolute best. Do you think the Destroyer will come for you? Will my brother come to your aid? Will my father reveal himself and stop me? Hurts, doesn't it, creature, Merno says. Now, let us continue. With absolute rage having to take over Broly's mind and heart, Merno even then was not backing down, as Merno went on to comment, do you remember what it felt like to lose before my brother and father stepped in to help you disgusting mortals destroy my clone? You are about to experience that again. I have many sights to show you, Merno adds. The first being to show you how embarrassing your power is compared to mine. Maybe you'll get lucky this time around and the Grand Minister will save you again. Wouldn't you like for that to happen? And Broly was not having it, because from there, Broly was not looking to chit-chat, especially after having to watch his friend die, as Broly went on to shout, "You killed my friend! Die!" But to no avail, because as soon as Broly went on the attack, there was a massive barrier that went on to cover Merno, as Merno went on to ask, "And you're supposed to be powerful? What's the matter?" Merno asks. "Is my barrier too strong for you to break? The gods watched over weaklings like you over siding with me? Pathetic," Merno says, and once again with one simple glare, Broly's body was trembling, because that's all Merno needed to do, as he went on to send Broly's body flying not only out into the distance, but through several different canyons and mountains, as Broly's body is just breaking through everything. And as it is, Merno then went on to continue, "I swore I'd get my revenge on you mortals, didn't I? Torturing you mortals has become something of a sport for me. To watch you cry out in agony while you slowly die. This angel's killing him out there," Shilai says, "and he hasn't even lifted a finger against Broly. Broly, please hang on. I wish I could do something to help you right now. Leave Broly alone," Shilai cries out.
Shut the fuck up, Shilai. You go hide.
Shilai's cries, he then went on to respond, "You watch your tongue, mortal woman. You do not have the privilege to speak to me in any kind of way." "Yes," Merno says, "but of course. Now I see. Heed my words, weakling. There is no amount of begging that you can do that will change the outcome of your fate here on this planet." As even then, despite the overwhelming disadvantage that Broly has, he still went on to charge back in anyway, and as he did, Merno went on to comment, "And yet you still try and defy me anyway." And with Broly then shown having to finally land a successful blow to Merno's face, Merno was absolutely unfazed, as he then went on to tell Broly, "You still don't understand what you're dealing with, do you? My structural perfection is only matched by my hunger for revenge and blood." And as soon as Broly then continues to attack Merno, he then continues, "You only know but a small fraction of what real exile feels like. Broly, you could never know what it feels like to have everything ripped away from you. At least you still had your father who fought for your right to live, whereas mine threw me away like garbage." And with Broly's attacks proven to be unsuccessful, he then went on to grab Merno by the neck by shouting, "Die!" But with complete ease, Merno went on to effortlessly flick away Broly's hand by telling him, "One way or another, I will draw out the Grand Priest from hiding if it's the last thing I ever do. Now get your disgusting hands off me, pest.
Get your fucking hands off me,
dog." As it was Merno's turn to retaliate by then having to punch Broly so hard that once again this time Broly's body went flying through several different mountains, as Merno went on to continue, "Listen to them, the children of the gods. What music they make when their bodies are in pain. Save your tears. I'll reap your sorrow slowly, Saiyan filth." As the only other person Broly had on this planet was Shilai, and she went on to quickly shout, "Broly, hold on! I'm coming! Please listen to the sound of my voice! Don't die on me, Broly, please!" But before Shilai could get any further, Merno had gone on to grab onto the back of her hair by telling her, "You're not going anywhere. You will lead by example." And as soon as Merno had then gone on to hold Shilai in front of him, he then went on to ask, "She holds a special place in your heart, doesn't she? She saved you on Earth by using those wish-granting orbs called Dragon Balls, correct? Well, tell me, how far are you willing to go to save her? In this world, I am God, the highest of all the gods, the king of everything, and I deem this sinner to be condemned to death. So tell me, are you going to stand up for her? Will you oppose my will to have her be destroyed? Or will she ultimately suffer the same fate as your other friend? Live or die," Merno says. "Is my judgment on this mortal woman flawed? What will you choose to do?" Merno asks. To go against God's word, or to accept what already is? As Shilai's eyes are beginning to fill up with tears, Broly quickly understood the gravity of the situation, as of course he went on to call out for her name, because what Merno is ultimately doing now is what had happened to him during the early days of his reign, in which now he had placed himself as being the sole god, the king of everything, and now giving Broly a choice to see what Broly's action will be, as of course her life is now on the line, to where as Merno was then shown holding Shilai in front of him, he then went on to ask Broly, "Which decision will you choose?" And Broly is not having it, because as soon as Super Saiyan 3 Broly is shown dashing on in, he then went on to shout, "No!" no! But it was already too late, because Merno then went on to respond to Broly by telling him, wrong choice. And as soon as Merno is then shown releasing Sheila from his clutches, as she is slowly shown descending on down with tears having to flow from her eyes, her final words to Broly were, I'm sorry, Broly. My word is law, mortal. And with one blast right in front of Broly, it was during that moment, similar to Lemmo, Merno had then gone on to kill Chile right in front of Broly, with Broly having to be taken back by this, as he was still shown speed blitzing on through and having to tumble on down as soon as he was attempting to grab her, which was to no avail because he wasn't quick enough and having to stop Merno from killing her, in which, as he did, with Broly shown crashing on down from his attempts of saving her, Merno then went on to tell Broly, you continue to fight despite knowing that you are powerless to do anything that will make a difference in this battle. She trusted you, mortal. These feeble creatures depended on you when they were vulnerable, and you let them both down. Yet what's even more is opposing my judgment. There is no word greater than my own, Merno says. What? I am the beginning and the end of all things. Watching you oppose my judgment on this creature has only proven what I need to do. I will erase this world along with every existing creature within it. And then I will start over and create a new utopia, one where the laws of God himself can never be challenged. You were too late to save them, mortal. Too weak to make a difference. I am beyond both life and death, and you are not. Dust to dust, Saiyan, and now you will be next to join them. In all my years of living, never have I witnessed both gods and mortals alike defend each other in such ways, whereas I was left to die with no one to do for me what you had attempted to do for your friends. And for these reasons, you will all be exterminated, never to be resurrected again. With Broly having to be on the ground and looking absolutely shocked and staring out into the dust that filled up the sky, Merno had gone on to then look down at Broly by telling him, and to think that for both my brother and my father to aid you against me, but turn a blind eye when the Omni King casted me out to die makes me sick to my stomach. The road of life ends here for you.
Damn, Merno, get out that nigga dick, man. Damn.
Losing it. He had just witnessed two of the closest people in his life literally be destroyed right before his eyes. There are tears flowing down his face as he's trying to get a grip on himself by holding onto his head and responding, no, Sheila. With everything now seemingly having to hit Broly all at once, with Broly shown collapsing, his entire body seems to be glowing. He's clutching onto his head. He's trying to do the best he can to control himself as he went on to then shout, no! As in a fit of rage and sorrow, during that moment, Broly once again went on to erupt with power as Merno went on to comment, this again? Then it shall be. One last stand against death itself. And Broly is not letting up, because with such fury, Broly is now raising his battle power up so much so that everyone now even back on Earth are beginning to feel this, as Goku comments, whoa, Vegeta, that power. Yes, I can feel it all the way from here, he says. This energy, Beerus comments. Whis, are you sensing this massive battle power as well? That power feels as though it's coming from a Saiyan, Frieza says. As even with both Gohan and Whis having to stare up at the sky, that's when Whis responds, I do, my lord. This power seems to be coming from planet Vampa. Hey, wait a second, Goku says. That's Broly. Yes, but of course, Vegeta says. Merno must have found Broly after engaging against the gods and Whis. Then that means Merno is alive and had found the Saiyan before finding me and Whis, Beerus says. As back on planet Vampa, Broly had absolutely lost his mind in acting out on instinct by unleashing a mouth blast by shouting, die! But even with Broly unleashing this massive blast directly at Merno, Merno isn't even shielding himself from it, but instead, he goes on to take the attack head on by responding, the difference between our power couldn't be any more obvious, Saiyan. Your potential is the only good thing your warrior race had ever produced, but it pales in comparison to an evolutionary superior life form. But even then, Broly's not letting up because key blast after key blast after key blast after key blast, he's not letting up. He wants to make sure that Merno absolutely pays for the damage and the losses that Broly had just taken, but instead, through the smoke, we get to see how no damage was done, but instead, Merno then went on to tell Broly, "You are wasting my time." And as soon as Merno then went on to attack Broly by punching him in the stomach, he then went on to ask, "So you want me to show you my fighting power now, do you? Well, I wonder how much this body of yours can take before it shatters under the pressure. Not long, I imagine. Here, how about this?" And with a few simple punches to the gut, we then get to see how with a few simple strikes, including one in particular that went on to hit Broly with such force, that Merno had gone on to punch and impale Broly through the stomach. That's when Merno went on to tell him, "You and I could never be equals, fool." As you can only imagine the amount of pressure, the amount of pain that Broly is going through, because as Merno's fist had made contact in impaling Broly right through the stomach, as quickly as it happened, Broly had then reverted right back down to his base form and coughing up blood as Merno went on to tell him, "That's right. Let this power fade into the darkness. The amber of your life that once burned has been extinguished. Your life no longer serves any purpose in this world. The blood of your warrior race that drips down from my arm will be remembered forever. Now get away from me, you rodent." And with one simple flick to the forehead, Broly's body was sent flying through the landscape and crashing on down, as Broly is shown literally injured in doing the best that he could, only to now be laying on the floor dying, as Merno went on to hover on up by responding, "Will my brother come and save you from me now? Only time will tell now, won't it? But just like you, I don't have much time to spare." And with Merno then shown raising his arm, he then continues, "This will do it. Where are you now, Whis? Grand Minister? Come aid your dying mortal warrior from death now. Just try it. This will end everything."
Everything?
With Broly now left helpless on the ground, with tears having to be shown filling up his eyes, with Broly having to look on up, he then went on to respond, "Lemo, Shilai, I'm sorry. Behold, feeble animal," Merno says, "the last thing your eyes will ever see. This is payback for what you and those other Saiyans along with Whis and my father had done to my clone. Time's up," Merno says. As meanwhile, back on Earth, Goku had then came up with a plan and having to tell everyone his energy is dropping off and it's dropping off fast. "Listen, I'm going to grab him as fast as I can and bring him here with us. If both of our power suddenly drops off, then you know what happened," Goku says. Which in this moment, Merno had not hesitated in launching this gigantic blast down by telling Broly, "Your life was only but a brief memory. Now perish and be forgotten." "Damn it," Goku says. "Hang on, Broly. Stay with me. There. Hang on, I'm coming." Because in this moment, Goku was trying to do his best.
Get Broly off the planet, man.
Transmission and getting to Planet Vampa, in which, as he did, he had just barely managed to scrape on by, and finally finding Broly by responding, "Broly, what did he do to you? Hang on, we're going back to Earth. Don't die on me." And with Goku shown struggling to lock back on Earth, he then responds, come on, I'm shaking. This energy blast is about to connect. No, not like this," Goku says. "Come on, you guys. Yes, there." And just as the blast had then made contact with Planet Vampa, we only then get to see how not only the entire planet itself, but the entire galaxy was then blown into smithereens, as Beerus went on to chime in by asking, "Whis, that shockwave, what happened? Did he make it? Did Goku make it out of there with the other Saiyan warrior?" As Whis responds, "I don't sense either of their energies, my lord. Unless Goku was successful, then I'm afraid it's too late. We shall wait." As due to his instant transmission, Goku was able to arrive on Kame's lookout just before Planet Vampa's destruction, as Goku went on to comment, "There, we made it. That was extremely close. Hang on, Broly, don't die on me. The Saiyans are alive," Beerus says. "Just look at that one right there. He looks unrecognizable," as Vegeta responds, "Whoa, Kakarot, what happened? Dad, will he make it?" Gohan asks. He's losing a lot of blood. That filthy monkey's still breathing now, is he? Frieza responds. Dende, hurry, Goku says. We can't risk having Broly bleed out. We'll need him for this fight, please. Do what you can to restore him to full strength. Yes, of course, Dende says. I'll do my best, Goku. And with Dende then shown having to heal Broly, he then responds, you're lucky you were able to grab him when you did, Goku. Otherwise, I don't think Broly would have made it. His spirit is strong, but I can sense a great anger within him too. Goku, listen, Whis interjects. There is a good chance that because of your actions in saving Broly, my brother will more than likely be making his way here after saving him. It's best if we prepare while we still have time. You're right, Goku says. We need a game plan to see if we can destroy him together. And if we can't, then at least be able to hold off long enough until the Grand Priest arrives.
Right.
If he's given the order to anyway. But even then, as Dende was shown healing Broly, Vegeta went on to step forward in addressing Dende by telling him, once you are done healing him, I would advise you to step away from him as quickly as you can, Guardian. I sense something very dangerous coming from within him. What is it? Dende asks. What do you sense, Vegeta? I'm sensing rage inside of him. Something's happened to him on that planet with the angel. Be on guard. As during this moment, Broly then went on to slowly stand back up, and as he did, Goku went on to address Broly by asking, hey Broly, it's me, Goku, remember? It's Kakarot. I brought you here on Earth. You were almost killed on your planet.
Come on, Broly, calm down, nigga.
Goku, Dende says. His energy's rising. Great, Frieza utters. The monkey's pissed off and you went on to bring him here with us. Broly, calm down, says Gohan. You're not in any danger here, but Broly was not listening because as he went on to shout with such force, as the pain of losing his loved ones and friends is still fresh within his heart and mind, Broly went on to grab onto his head by uttering, he killed them. And as soon as Broly then began to power up, Beerus went on to respond, damn this Saiyan, we brought him here to help him, but now it looks like I'll have to destroy him. Now hold on, my lord, Whis says. Look, he seems to be in a great amount of pain and grief. And as soon as Broly is then shown slowly descending on down to the floor, Whis was correct in his assumption as Broly comments, he took them. I wasn't strong enough to save them, Broly says. He ripped them both away from me. As in a frustrated state of mind, you can see the tears flowing down from Broly's face as Goku went on to comment, he's really unstable, Vegeta. He's probably referring to his friends that were with him on planet Vampa. We don't need any more enemies, Kakarot. We need to keep an eye on him and make sure that he knows who the real enemy is here. But then, out of nowhere, a very familiar voice went on to interject as the voice went on to ask, gathering an army to oppose me now, are you? As everyone during that moment had been caught off guard as the voice went on to continue, did you honestly think that I wasn't going to find you? So many familiar faces, so many fond memories with you all. Hiding amongst mortals now, are we, Whis? I knew the two of you wouldn't get very far, and as a portal is then shown opening up in the sky, Merno's voice went on to then continue, death is the only adventure you creatures have left to experience. This universe was the most troublesome of the bunch, so perhaps I will make this worth my while since I'm here. I promised you all that I would return, didn't I? Only this time, it will not be as you remembered me from before. The body and power that I currently wield is beyond your simple understanding. Even for you, Whis. You should know better than anyone of what your bigger brother is capable of. That fast? Kakarot, he's here. Damn it, look, that portal. I see it too, Vegeta. We aren't even ready yet for him. He wasted no time in coming here either.
Hell no.
Is that him, Piccolo asks? What terrifying power I'm sensing. What, Frieza utters? That can't be the same angel, curse him. As through this portal, a silhouette of Merno is then shown stepping through as Merno went on to continue, surprised to see me so soon?
Yeah.
There is much debt that needs to be paid here with you all, and you are all going to pay it. Each and every single last one of you. And as Merno is then finally shown having to step out, Merno went on to observe the situation at hand by looking down below and commenting, I've gotta give it to you, Whis. I wasn't expecting for you to remember, let alone even use one of our angelic vanishing techniques to escape me. But rest assured that you will not be escaping me again. Look at you all, rounded up like cattle, ready to be slaughtered alive by its master. Gods of destruction and angels being assisted and assisting mortals to battle another angelic life form. Look what you've done, Father. How bad you have corrupted history. Is that Merno, Goku asks? Whoa, he looks so much different than he did before. His body, his voice, his power.
Shit.
My body's shaking. That's him, Kakarot. Just his presence alone is sending chills down my spine. We have no choice but to do what we can at this point. As Merno continues, I knew I saw you a few minutes ago on that backwater planet. You will pay dearly for saving that Saiyan's life. Goku. Saiyans,
shit.
listen to me, Whis says. If there was ever a time for you to let go and use all of the power you have, now is that time. We are to stick and move as one if we hope to stand any chance of stopping him as we are. We need to stay together, but Frieza, on the other hand, had different plans, as Frieza went on to comment, and just who do these fools think I am to be taking orders from them? Teamwork
Frieza, shut the
just
fuck
isn't
up,
my
nigga.
style. So this is the original, is it? He doesn't look so tough. You, Broly says, I will make you pay. Do you want to know what I'm about to do to you all, Merno asks? First, I will beat your near-lifeless bodies into submission. Then I will dismember your limbs before coating this planet in your blood. I know the Grand Minister is watching, waiting, but when he arrives, it will already be too late. You will all be dead, and he will be the final nail that will be driven into this forgotten coffin. This is it, you guys, Goku says. Frieza, do you remember what we talked about inside? Merge with Majin Buu and use all of your full power as a means of support. Your merged power will stand a much better chance against him than how you guys are right now. But then, right before Goku could finish, Frieza went on to interrupt Goku by telling him, I'm afraid this little plan of yours just doesn't sit well with me, monkey. I have a better idea, with Vegeta asking, what are you doing, you idiot? What better idea? As it was during this moment where Frieza went on to transform into
Let him die. Let the nigga die. Let him die.
Into business for himself by responding, you disgusting angelic reject, as if I will ever allow for you to stain my name like you did before. I'm going to be the one to kill you, and with this power, I will do it alone. By my hands, Frieza says, you will know the terror that is of Frieza. As without even batting an eye, that was when Golden Frieza went on to charge directly up at Merno as Goku went on to shout, what are you doing? No, don't do this, Frieza. Wait, what the heck is Frieza doing, Gohan asks. This wasn't a part of the plan. Has he lost his mind? Damn you, Frieza, Beerus shouts. Why does it always have to be you? I'm going to erase you if he doesn't. And it was only then, during that moment, where true Golden Frieza had went on to connect a thunderous shot to Merno's face, but unfortunately for Frieza, it had proven to be ineffective, with Frieza asking, what? He didn't move. Why you? As even then, Frieza is not letting up, nor is he backing down, because
who the hell
Frieza
you
then
think you are,
continued in
Frieza?
attacking Merno by kicking him, punching him, but once again, to no avail, as even with Frieza shown punching Merno, Merno wasn't even phased in the slightest, as Merno went on to look down by responding, I hope Father is by your side, Whis. You're going to need him more than ever if you hope to kill me with weaklings like this by your side. You'll be joining the others very shortly. He didn't even blink, Frieza says. Just what the heck is going on here? Why does your body feel so dense? Curse you, angel or not, I am the mightiest, and I will not be embarrassed by you again. And as Merno is then shown slowly turning towards Frieza, he then went on to respond, your power is laughable. A so-called emperor with no empire to rule over. And what are you supposed to be referred to as? Surely not the strongest among them. I'm not interested in feeding worms. Stand aside and wait your turn, mortal slave. As with one simple swing to Frieza's ribs, Frieza's body was sent flying not only out of Earth's orbit, but Frieza's body had gone on to crash directly into the moon with such tremendous force, as he was not only once again embarrassed by Merno, but he was then rendered unconscious, as everyone else was looking on, with Goku then having to ask, did you just see that, Vegeta? He swatted him like a fly, Vegeta says. Serves him right, that idiot. Kakarot, do you feel his aura? His power, I know. I feel it too, Goku says. Damn that Frieza, Beerus responds. Why did you idiots bring him here knowing that he would go into business for himself? As even Broly was then shown standing up, Broly went on to utter, "You've taken everything from me. I will have your head. You've butchered trillions," Goku says. "We won't let you have your way with this universe or any other, Merno. This is it, everyone. It's time. And what do you hope to do that will stop me from butchering trillions more, Goku?"
Oh, shit.
You think I don't know? You've all been training for me and preparing yourselves for this, haven't you? I can feel the difference in your spirits from when I first met you. I will bathe this universe in your blood before it's destroyed. You mortals could only pray for a miracle to happen, but there will be no miracles today. With everyone then shown taking action, as Broly was the first to transform into his full-powered Super Saiyan 3 state. Following Broly was Vegeta, who went on to close his eyes by saying to himself, "My true test will come now. For my pride, for my warrior race, for Bulma, for Trunks, and for Bola, Kaba, and the Saiyans on planet Sadala. I will stake my life in this battle. On my
Vegeta.
honor, I will not fall," as even Vegeta had gone on in unleashing his full power by transforming into Primal Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, as all the while, we also take a look at how Goku is just about to activate the powers of Ultra Instinct, as Goku went on to say to himself, "This is it. The fate of the entire multiverse rests on our shoulders against him. I have to try," Goku says. "No matter the cost, I have to try. By any means necessary," as we then take a look at how full-powered Super Saiyan 3 Broly and Primal Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta are then shown standing side by side as they're just about to make their move against the Merno, as Vegeta went on to tell Broly, "Broly, listen, we will attack him together at once. Do not give him any room to breathe, you hear me? Apply as much pressure as you possibly can. One way or another, if we are to fall here today, then we'll do it by giving it all we have to shred this angel from existence." But even with Merno shown having to observe everything from above, he then went on to respond, "So this is what your unity looks like. Wonderful. All the more reason to warm up my body
pull
by
up on that
using
bitch
you
ass
all as
nigga, man.
punching bags. Let this be the final battle in your story of rebellion against the one true God of gods. First you will see, and then you will die," as Broly and Vegeta had wasted little time in then having to aggressively charge directly at Merno, as Vegeta went on to tell him, "We are going to rip you apart for everything you've done. Now prepare for the end of your life."
Yes, sir. Damn, bro, it's about to get good. They about to start fighting for real, man. So, hey, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, bro, and become a member, man. For the next parts, man, y'all as quickly as possible, because I'm ready to watch that bitch. Anyway, that shit was clean. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can't wait to Broly. Damn, they did Broly dirty, bro. That nigga Merno. I almost said Moro. Merno. He that nigga want revenge. He getting that revenge, bro. That nigga, I can't wait till the Grand Priest to whoop it. I know the Grand Priest can whoop his ass. I already know. Cause he wanted too bad. He wanted too bad to fight this nigga, the Grand Priest, bro. So, anyway, if you like my reaction, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.